Hello, friends. Today I want to do another book review. This one is by a book by Thomas Lockley. Whoops, can you see that? I don't know. Ooh, Thomas Lockley, A Gentleman from Japan, The Untold Story of an Incredible Journey from Asia to Queen Elizabeth's Court. Published in 2024 by, who is it published by? Hanover Square Press. Sounds like it's in London, perhaps. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the physical book, which arrived on the 12th of November 2025 from India, from Delhi, for some reason, which I'm not quite sure about, but that's fine. Um, and yeah, it's all good quality. Uh, what I found interesting was in the actual physical book, there is no contents page, which quite surprised me. But that gave me an opportunity to make my own. So can you see that? Whoops. Yeah, maybe you can. I've actually made a contents page, and it's not just chapter one, chapter two. Actually put the titles in there. So that gives me a better understanding already of what's in the book. And as you can see, I've only got as far as that orange tab there in the book. So about, what is that, I haven't started chapter three yet. So I can't talk about the book as a whole, really. On the other hand, I can give some first impressions. And what is more, I have actually purchased uh, the Kindle version as well. So let me share that, which will be easier to talk about, perhaps. Um, so there you can see it. All right. Um, a Gentleman from Japan. That's the cover. It's a pretty amazing story, actually. As it says, an incredible journey. So Queen Elizabeth is, of course, Queen Elizabeth I. And who knew that a Japanese gentleman, we don't know his name. He's called Christopher in this book. I think that's the name he was known by in England, that he should have traveled to Britain. Remarkable, really. Okay, so yeah, well, there's some reviews here. Okay, so and Thomas Lockley is an associate professor at Nihon University College of Law. He actually gave a talk to the Informasia group of scholars online. That's Inform Asia, but as one word. He gave it last month, and that's what prompted me to purchase the physical book. I'd already purchased the Kindle, apparently. Didn't remember having done so, but anyway, I had. So anyway, let's see. Let's move on. Yeah, the untold story, blah blah blah. And there you are. So in this version of the Kindle version, you've got contents, but not titles of chapters. And in the actual physical book, you don't even have that. You just go straight into the prologue. Okay, so anyway, um, as I think I've said in elsewhere, uh, the Kindle is useful for finding certain keywords very quickly. That's one of the main usages I have for it. But when I'm actually reading, just stop the share for a moment here if I can. So stop share there. Yeah. When I'm actually reading, I tend to go, I read rather carefully and I put all these underlinings in. Well, it's my book, so I've bought this book. I do it my way, as it were. Um, so there we are. That's how I do it. But yeah, um, let me. Okay, shall we return to share? Where is the share gone? Where's the share gone? Oh no, where is it gone? Blimey. Um, I want to share, and the whole thing, the share has disappeared now. That's irritating. Anyway, all right. Well, maybe you can do it without the share. But so if I look at the contents, which I have just told you that I've listed up. We've got prologue, um, and then chapter 1 is American Dreaming, chapter 2, English Orientations, 3, Lords of the East, 4, Desolation and Famine, 5, A World of Chaos and War, 6, American Pioneer, 7, Interrogations, 8, Trafficked, 9, Collateral Damage, 10, Manila, 11, Cosmos, 12, The Japanese Gentleman Privateer, 13, Hanging a Cannon, 14, Abductees and Collaborators, 15, It's a Sailor's Death for Me, not a life, but a death, 16, The Large Map, spelled M-A-P-P-E, of China, 17, A Global Mystery, 18, Gloriana, 19, Singeing the King of Spain's Beard, 20, A Game of Cat and Mouse, 21, Java, 22, The Last Leg, 23, Plymouth Hoe, 24, Anglo-Japanese Pioneer, 25, Marked Man, 26, The Thames, 27, The Audience with Her Majesty, that'd be Queen Elizabeth, chapter 28, Discovered, 29, London, 30, Hakluyt or Hakluyt, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name, 31, Trimley, 32, A New Status, 33, Compasses, 34, English Triumph to English Despair, 35, Farewell, 36, Spy, 37, Celestial Adventures, 38, Manna from Heaven, looks like. I can't read my writing. 39, Santos, 40, A Misunderstanding, 41, To the Strait, 42, Hell Froze, 43, Escape, 44, Resurrection, 45, Slaughter, 46, Defeat in Victoria, 47, End of the Road, and 48, Maz's Flame. Then you have the epilogue, Japan, England, USA, the world, an author note, and then acknowledgements, primary sources, bibliography, chapter notes, and index. Okay, so yeah, it's a very full book. How many pages is it? Well, it's actually 400 and how many? 27, a little bit more than that. 429 pages, including the index. So yeah, it's a fairly thick book, as you can see. And let me try again with the share. Actually, yes, I've just spotted where it is. There we are. I think that should do it. Okay, I think we're back to sharing. And so we're actually at the prologue there. So that's sort of setting the scene. In 1585, Thomas Cavendish, High Marshal of the Roanoke Expedition, courtier to Elizabeth I of England, Squire of Grimston Hall in the county of Suffolk, and sometime Member of Parliament for the Dorset constituency of Shaftesbury, stood on a narrow beach at Roanoke in the North American land of Wingandosia. Well, I'm just Wingandakoya. Sorry, I'm not convinced about that pronunciation, but it's my best shot. Just as I read it to you. Okay, so yeah, it's got elements of a novel, although it's a history book and it's a true story as far as I understand it. It's really interestingly written. There's plenty of imagination gone into the book, sort of how must so and so have felt and all this sort of thing. So I think it's very readable, is what I'm trying to say, and I strongly recommend it. Perhaps it could be for somebody's Christmas stocking or something, coming up to Christmas as we are in 2025. Right. So, well, let's just flip through here a bit. Yeah, we've got some maps. There's another map. This is Christopher, a slight. This is November 14th, 1587. Blimey. Today's November the 17th, isn't it? 2025. Christopher, a slight but strong 20-year-old Japanese man, had been at sea for a long and tedious 5 months since Manila. So this is the hero of the book, and we don't actually know anything about his real name anyway, his Japanese name. We just know him as Christopher, I think. Um, yeah, we got quotations. Um, we don't have footnotes or endnotes, but there are notes at the very end about each chapter. Um, so it's slightly different from most academic books in that sense. And what are this? Pirates. Wako are Japanese pirates. Mainly attacked Chinese and Korean coastal communities, plundering goods and taking slaves. Okay, fair enough. It was a pretty exciting time to be alive, I suppose, and you did well to sort of reach the age of, I suppose, 35 even, or 40. There's some warships which the indigenous Filipino peoples used. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting just to flip through the illustrations here. Um, let's see, what's that one? Pocahontas, also known as Rebecca and later Lady Rolfe, while she was in England. Um, Japanese youths dressed in clothing of the type that well-to-do gentlemen Portuguese men wore. Detail from a Japanese folding screen, Kano School, about 1590. Yeah. What's that? An Inuit man brought to England from Baffin Island by Martin Frobisher on his first mission to North America in 1576. Well, well. Um, yeah, and so you got lots of stuff in here, which I'm going to enjoy reading. As I said, I haven't got very far so far. I don't like to read through in the Kindle. It's sort of a bit tiresome. Prefer to use the actual book and do underlinings in there. I find it sinks into my head a bit better. But anyway, I think I've probably said enough about this book for the time being, and maybe when I get to the end of it, I can give a proper review. Good. So let me stop the share now and say thank you very much for watching. If you have been, like, comment, subscribe, and all that, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you very much, and goodbye now.